Have you ever met someone for the first time and immediately felt that you could trust them?
Yes, and sometimes the opposite happens too. You meet someone for 1 minute and something just feels wrong.
That's interesting because we often make these decisions before we really know the person.
Exactly. A first impression can happen in just a few seconds.
But why does the human brain make such a quick judgment?
I think our brain is always trying to understand whether a new person is safe, friendly, confident, or dangerous.
So our first impression is partly connected to survival.
Yes, thousands of years ago, quickly judging a stranger could have been important for staying safe.
Today, of course, we don't usually meet strangers in dangerous situations.
True, but our brains still use some of those old patterns.
That's why we may notice someone's face, voice, clothes, and body language almost immediately.
And sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it.
Imagine walking into a room full of people you've never met.
You might notice the person who smiles at you first.
Or you might notice someone who stands confidently and speaks clearly.
You may also remember the person who looks nervous and avoids eye contact.
So small details can create a surprisingly strong opinion.
Yes, but here's the interesting part. A first impression isn't always correct.
That's a very important point.
Someone may look serious because they're nervous, not because they're unfriendly.
And someone who speaks confidently isn't necessarily a kind person.
Exactly. What we see in the first few seconds is only a small part of someone's personality.
Yet that small part can influence how we treat them afterward.
And that is why understanding first impressions can help us communicate better.
Especially when we're meeting someone for the first time.
Whether it's a new friend, a teacher, a colleague, or someone at a job interview.
So let's find out what really creates a powerful first impression. One of the strongest parts of a first impression is the way you communicate without words.
You mean body language?
Exactly. Before you even say hello, your body may already be sending a message.
Your posture, facial expression, eye contact, and even the way you walk can tell people something about you.
Let's start with this simple smile.
A genuine smile can make you appear friendly and approachable.
But what happens if someone never smiles?
People might think that person is angry or uninterested, even when that's not true.
So our facial expressions can easily be misunderstood.
Yes, especially when people don't know us yet.
Eye contact is another interesting part of communication.
Good eye contact can show confidence and attention.
But staring too much can make someone uncomfortable.
That's why natural eye contact is important.
What about posture?
Standing or sitting straight can make you look more confident and interested.
While constantly looking at the floor might make you seem shy.
And crossing your arms can sometimes make you appear closed or defensive.
Even though you may simply be feeling cold.
Exactly. That's why body language should never be judged alone.
Your voice also plays a major role.
A calm and clear voice can make people feel comfortable.
Speaking too quietly may make you seem unsure of yourself.
And speaking too loudly can sometimes feel aggressive.
So confidence isn't about speaking as loudly as possible.
It's about speaking clearly, calmly, and naturally.
That's something English learners can practice every day.
Definitely. You don't need perfect English to make a good impression.
You need to show that you're listening, interested, and willing to communicate.
And sometimes a simple smile and a friendly hello can be more powerful than perfect words.
Now, imagine you're meeting someone for the first time at a job interview.
That's a situation where first impressions can feel especially important.
You walk into the room, greet the interviewer, and sit down.
Before you answer the first question, they've already noticed several things about you.
Such as whether you arrived on time.
Exactly. Being punctual can show that you respect another person's time.
What about the way you dress?
Clothing can also influence an impression because people often connect appearance with professionalism.
But does that mean expensive clothes create a better impression?
Not necessarily. Clean, appropriate, and comfortable clothing can be much more important.
So looking prepared matters more than looking expensive.
I would say so.
Another important moment is the greeting.
A simple greeting can immediately set the tone for the conversation.
If you smile and say hello politely, the other person may feel more comfortable.
And if you speak naturally instead of sounding nervous, the conversation can become easier.
But nervousness is completely normal, especially during an interview.
Of course, course, being nervous doesn't mean you're unprepared or incapable.
That's something people sometimes forget. We expect ourselves to appear perfect, but nobody is perfect during a first meeting.
What really matters is how we handle the situation.
If you make a small mistake, stay calm and continue.
That can actually show confidence.
Yes, confidence doesn't mean never making mistakes.
It means not allowing one small mistake to control the whole conversation.
And that lesson is useful far beyond job interviews.
It can help when meeting classmates, neighbors, customers, teachers, or new friends.
Every new relationship begins with a moment when two people know almost nothing about each other.
And that first moment can become the beginning of something meaningful.
There is another part of first impressions that we often forget: the way we listen.
That's true. People usually focus on what they should say, but listening can be even more important.
Imagine talking to someone who keeps checking their phone while you're speaking,
You would probably feel that they aren't interested in the conversation.
even if they never say anything rude.
Exactly. Their behavior is sending a message.
Now imagine the opposite.
Someone looks at you, listens carefully, and responds to what you actually said.
You would probably feel respected.
And that feeling can create a positive impression very quickly.
So being a good listener can make us more likable.
Definitely, people enjoy talking to someone who makes them feel heard.
What about asking questions?
Asking thoughtful questions shows that you are interested in the other person.
For example, instead of saying only "nice to meet you," you could ask, "How do you know everyone here?"
That's a much better way to start a conversation.
It gives the other person something meaningful to talk about.
And it can make the conversation feel natural instead of forced.
But there's one mistake people often make.
They talk too much about themselves.
Exactly.
When we're nervous, we sometimes try too hard to impress people.
We start talking about our achievements, our experiences, or our opinions.
But a conversation shouldn't feel like a competition.
Right. You don't need to prove that you're interesting.
You can simply be curious about the person in front of you.
That's a powerful idea for English learners, too.
Because asking questions gives you more opportunities to practice speaking naturally.
And listening gives you opportunities to learn how other people use English.
So the next time you meet someone new, don't worry about saying something perfect.
Listen carefully, ask questions, and let the conversation develop naturally.
You might discover that making a great first impression is less about impressing people and more about making them feel comfortable.
First impressions can also change because of small habits that we don't usually think about.
Such as how we introduce ourselves?
Exactly. A simple introduction can make a conversation feel comfortable from the beginning.
So what makes a good introduction?
Start with a friendly greeting, say your name clearly, and show genuine interest in meeting the other person.
That sounds simple, but many people become nervous and forget these basic things.
That's why practicing introductions can be useful.
Especially for English learners who may feel worried about making mistakes.
You don't need a complicated sentence.
Something like, "Hi, I'm Lena. It's nice to meet you," is enough.
Exactly. Simple English can sound confident when you say it naturally.
What about remembering someone's name?
That's another powerful habit.
Why is it so important?
Because people usually feel valued when someone remembers their name.
So if I meet someone named Adam, I could say, "Nice to meet you, Adam."
Yes, using their name naturally can make the interaction feel more personal.
But what if I forget someone's name?
Don't panic. You can politely ask again.
Wouldn't that be embarrassing?
Maybe for a second, but pretending to remember can create a bigger problem later.
That's true. Honesty is usually better than pretending.
Another important habit is giving people your full attention.
So putting your phone away can make a difference?
A huge difference. It tells the other person that the conversation matters to you.
I think people notice that immediately.
They do. Small actions often communicate more than long explanations.
Which means we don't have to completely change our personality to make a good first impression.
Exactly. We simply need to become more aware of how our actions affect other people. There's another surprising thing about first impressions. They can stay in our minds for a long time.
Even after we learn more about someone?
Yes, sometimes our first opinion becomes a kind of mental shortcut.
So if we decide someone is friendly, we may continue seeing them that way.
Exactly. And we may notice the things that support our original opinion.
But that can become a problem if our first judgment was wrong.
It can. Imagine meeting someone who seems quiet and unfriendly,
Later, you discover that they were simply nervous.
but you might still remember that first uncomfortable moment.
So we should give people a chance to show who they really are.
That's one of the most important lessons here.
Don't let a few seconds completely define a person.
The same idea applies to us when other people judge us.
We can't control every opinion people have about us.
True, but we can control the way we present ourselves.
And we can focus on being genuine rather than trying to create a perfect image.
I like that. Trying too hard can actually make us look less natural.
Exactly. If you're constantly thinking, do they like me, you may forget to enjoy the conversation.
So what should we focus on instead?
Be present, listen carefully, speak honestly, and treat the other person with respect.
Those qualities don't just create a good first impression,
They can also build a strong relationship over time.
because eventually people see much more than the first few seconds.
They see our actions, our choices, our attitude, and the way we treat others.
That's when a first impression becomes either stronger or completely different.
So a first impression may open a door, but our behavior decides what happens next.
That's probably the best way to think about it.
A good beginning matters, but a good character matters even more.
And that is something worth remembering whenever we meet someone new. Have you ever changed your opinion about someone after spending more time with them?
Many times, someone can seem quiet at first and later become one of the funniest people you know.
That shows us how limited a first impression really is.
Yes, we see a small moment, but we often imagine the whole personality.
And our imagination can easily fill in the missing information.
That's why we should stay open-minded when meeting someone new.
Another useful habit is avoiding quick labels.
You mean words like shy, arrogant, boring, or unfriendly?
Exactly. A person may behave differently depending on the situation,
Someone who is quiet at a party might be very confident at work.
and someone who talks a lot may simply feel nervous in a new environment.
We can't understand someone's personality from one situation.
This is especially important when meeting people from different cultures.
Because gestures, eye contact, greetings, and communication styles can be different.
Something that seems rude in one culture may be completely normal in another.
That's why curiosity is better than immediate judgment.
Instead of thinking, why is this person acting like that?
We can think, I wonder why they communicate this way.
That small change in thinking can make us more understanding.
And it can help us become better communicators.
It also makes learning English more interesting.
How so?
Because real communication isn't only about grammar and vocabulary.
It's also about understanding people.
Exactly. You learn how to greet someone, start a conversation, show interest, disagree politely, and respond naturally.
Those skills can make your English much more useful in real life.
And they can make your conversations more memorable.
So perhaps the best first impression isn't about looking perfect.
It's about showing respect, confidence, kindness, and genuine interest.
And giving the other person enough time to discover who you really are.
There is one final question we should ask. Can we actually improve our first impressions?
Absolutely. The good news is that small changes can make a big difference.
We don't need to become a completely different person.
We simply need to become more aware of how we communicate.
So what is the first thing we should practice?
Start with your greeting. Look at the person, smile naturally, and speak clearly.
What should we do if we feel nervous?
Take a slow breath before you speak. A calm beginning can help the whole conversation.
And don't worry about using complicated English.
Right. Clear and simple English is often better than difficult words used incorrectly.
What about mistakes?
Accept them. Making a small mistake doesn't automatically create a bad impression.
In fact, staying calm after a mistake can show confidence.
Exactly. People often remember how you reacted more than the mistake itself.
Another thing we can practice is listening.
Yes, put your phone away, pay attention, and let the other person finish speaking.
That sounds simple, but it's a powerful habit.
And don't forget to ask questions.
Questions show that you're interested rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak.
There's also something more important than appearance.
Your attitude?
Exactly. Kindness is difficult to fake for a long time.
So being genuinely respectful is better than trying to look impressive.
Much better.
A first impression may last only a few seconds,
But the way we treat someone can stay in their memory much longer.
and sometimes one friendly conversation can become the beginning of a great friendship,
Or a valuable professional relationship.
or simply a positive moment in someone's day.
So the next time you meet someone new, don't think, how can I impress this person?
Think, how can I make this person feel comfortable and respected?
That's a much healthier approach.
And it works in every language, including English.
Because good communication isn't about perfect words. It's about connecting with people.
And perhaps that's the real secret behind a great first impression. So what should we remember when we meet someone for the first time?
Remember that a first impression is important, but it is never the complete story.
We should be confident without trying to look perfect.
We should listen instead of thinking only about what we want to say.
We should use friendly body language and show genuine interest.
And most importantly, we should give people time to show their real personality.
Because everyone has nervous moments, especially during a first meeting.
Exactly. A quiet person may become very talkative when they feel comfortable.
And someone who seems confident may be feeling nervous inside.
We simply cannot know everything from a few seconds of interaction.
That is why judging too quickly can sometimes lead us to the wrong conclusion.
Instead, we can stay curious and allow relationships to develop naturally.
There's also a lesson here for English learners.
Yes, you don't need advanced vocabulary to communicate well.
A warm greeting, clear speech, good listening, and simple questions can take you a long way.
And every conversation gives you another chance to become more confident.
So don't be afraid of making small English mistakes when meeting someone new.
Focus on communicating your message and connecting with the person.
Your English will improve with practice.
And your confidence will grow with every conversation.
Maybe the best first impression isn't the one that makes people say, wow,
Maybe it's the one that makes them think, I enjoyed talking to this person.
I really like that.
Because when people feel comfortable around you, you've already created something valuable.
A first impression can open the door.
But kindness, respect, and genuine character are what keep the door open.
And that's the lesson we can take with us into every new conversation.
So the next time you meet someone, smile, listen, speak naturally, and give them a chance to know the real you.
And while you're doing that, keep practicing your English one conversation at a time.
Because every new conversation is not only a chance to meet someone, but also a chance to become a better communicator.
Thanks for learning with us today.
Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep building your confidence in English.
See you in the next podcast.